Alright guys, welcome to the video. In today's video we are going to be discussing the BBK shorty headers that I have put on the car. Honestly, starting off with where I left off on my last video, it definitely does sound a ton, and I mean it sounds really good, guys. Honestly, like, it's probably the best thing I've done to the car since, in my opinion, the Borla S-types that I have on the back. A lot of people ask me what the setup is that I have on the car. It's only the BBK shorty headers, a cold air intake, which I'm not even sure if a cold air intake changes the sound of the vehicle, or, you know, some people, yeah, I'm not really sure. But then also you have the Borla S-types on the rear of my vehicle, just the axle back system, not the cat back. The reason why I didn't go with the cat back, because I did talk to some people at American Muscle, and they basically said they're not sure if the cat back system really add any more power, because it does still come with that resonator. And eventually I was thinking I might get away with the resonator anyways, just to go ahead and do away with it. Go ahead and comment down below and tell me, guys, because I will have some audio clips in here. I do think the car sounds phenomenal right now, but I'm trying to figure out if I should still do an X-pipe, which I'm kind of think I might want to do, because you know, an H-pipe, a lot of people saying yes, it's going to give you a really nice warm sound, but in a way I kind of do like a raspiness too, but not too raspy. I feel like I'm really picky, or at least I feel like with this 3.7 liter V6, you kind of have to, you can either go left or right with it, but you know, you can't do the wrong thing. Or basically what I'm saying is, like, I feel like the exhaust note can really shift to a really nasty note really fast. That's just my opinion, at least from what I've heard in person, and then through other YouTube videos and whatnot. But I'm going to go ahead and throw in some exhaust clips right now of what the car sounds like of me driving, and also me just revving it up, and of course cold starts and warm starts and all that. Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed those sound clips of the vehicle. Like I said, I think that it definitely does sound awesome. I actually had the opportunity to hear my car from the outside and someone driving it, and honestly, guys, if I really can't tell. I'm not saying it sounds as good as a V8, but in my opinion, it sounds better than the stock 15 through 17 Mustang GTs. This thing honestly has a really nice sound, really deepened the sound of BBK shorty headers. I love everything about it. One thing that I will say, or did learn, as you guys remember my installation video, or basically my initial impressions of the BBK shorty headers, when I turned them on, turned the car on, I actually was experiencing a really loud noise inside of the cabin from the headers, and at first I kind of liked it because I could really feel how deep the engine note was, but then I realized it was kind of getting unbearable. It became really loud and it wasn't good. Basically what that was the mid pipe. I took it back to the shop the next day, and the shop told me that the mid pipe can kind of shift anytime you're installing headers or basically moving the exhaust system around. So when I first got the car, it wasn't that bad. Then eventually it started rattling and it was really bad. And as you guys know, I'm in school. I'm actually still at college right now, working a commencement ceremony this Saturday. Former President Jimmy Carter is going to be here, so that's going to be a cool time. But anyways, as you guys know, I do those long drives in 3 hours, and I could not. I was like, I gotta go get this checked out right before I go back to school because I was on my spring break. So I took it back to them, and they explained that that can happen. And it actually was funny because a guy a couple of months back, when I was actually still considering getting long tubes, he messaged me and said, yeah, the only problem with the long tubes is it kind of added a lot of noise, like it rattles a lot. So I'm gonna hit him back up and let him know, hey, you might want to go take it back to the shop. It's probably just to get realigned. Like, they didn't have to do anything. They just kind of I think they loosened some stuff, retightened it, and basically just put everything back in the right place. So honestly, the inside cabin noise isn't that bad. It definitely did quiet down. Honestly, you do hear a deeper tone inside of the vehicle, but it's not louder inside. One thing I will say, as you guys heard from the exhaust clips, I do feel like the idle has gotten a little quieter, which is kind of the opposite of what you guys would think. You know, that may be bad or good for you guys. It does still definitely sound good. You can still hear it when you're walking by. But honestly, like, if you're at a car show, don't expect your car, at least my car, is definitely not the loudest thing in the world at idle. Definitely when you're on it, you know, like I said, as you guys heard those sound clips, it's really loud, it screams, it sounds so good, and I love that. But other than that, another thing to mention is that the BBK shorty headers, under the hood, they are kind of changing colors, and I'll go ahead and try and throw some shots of those for you guys to give you guys an idea of what they look like, because I do not have the ceramic ones. Ceramic is basically going to be really good if you're trying to, I guess, do more tracking, really want to worry about power. But honestly, for the application, as you guys saw in my last video, the application that I'm using my headers in, my shorty headers, it's not really going to make that big of a difference, and it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, you're going to have a little bit more power here and there, but it's not going to be nothing like 20 more horsepower loss or whatever. So that's basically everything my really I bad, get my words mixed up here. That's really my impressions of the BBK shorty headers. Honestly, really did enhance the sound of the vehicle. Like I said, I think it sounded really good before, but then they just really deepened it, and definitely is also some power. That's another thing to talk about. It did have a nice little power increase as well. I'm not sure exactly, obviously I'm not a dyno, but my butt dyno says that I picked up some power. It definitely does feel better, especially in the lower gears, as well as in the lower RPM. You know, cruising around town, a lot of times these engines, you know, they're known for not really being the torquiest. Definitely fine on horsepower. Everyone knows, doing 40 and up, you are pulling. But the torque, as far as, down low, something that I've said in my previous videos that I really did want to increase was the amount of torque of the vehicle, and that definitely did help as far as, like I said, driving around town. I feel like I have the power to get up in higher gear. So sometimes, I'd say, to give you guys an idea, say I would have to downshift a second. Now I can honestly say I had to downshift a second around 20 miles an hour. Now I can really just kind of stay in third and then just still pick up the power right there. It's a lot easier. You can tell the car likes what it's doing better because of the headers and the additional torque. But other than that, guys, that's all I really have for today's video. If you guys want to keep up with me or keep up with the car, keep up with me on Snapchat. This is my Snapchat name is going to be danthelightman, and the Instagram for the channel is going to be quick drive videos, so you guys can go ahead and follow me there. Let me know what you guys think of the sound. If you guys think I should still get an H pipe or an X pipe, or tell me what I should do, because I think I'm gonna get rid of the resonator. Not sure exactly yet, but this summer is coming up, and we're gonna do some cool stuff with the car. I'm really excited to see this thing and just see what I can do with it. It's filthy right now, absolutely filthy right now, but you know, it's just been an awesome time with this car so far. And I'm actually watching some rabbits. You guys, I don't even know if I want to try and zoom in on that because they're way out there. Nah, yeah, you guys aren't gonna see them. Yeah, they're in the bushes. I'm over here at Liberty's atrium. We have like an indoor, a huge Olympic-sized indoor swimming pool as well as a track. So I'm out here filming my video for the first time. Let me go ahead and focus that back up right there for you guys so you guys can see. But yeah, so that's all we really have for today's video. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys in another video. And I do want to apologize because you guys are probably wondering, you just saw the end of the video. Well, I'm sorry, but I am filming this out of order from the way you guys are watching it. And while I was filming, there was one more thing that I did want to note about the exhaust. The pops and crackles have increased. A lot of people did ask that question. So to answer that, for anyone who may comment down below, the pops and crackles, yes, have increased. They still kind of are random. That's something that I don't really know. You know, I kind of shift that around 3. There is a lot of pops and crackles, as you guys heard from the sound clips, but you know, pops on downshifts do happen a lot more. And as far as accelerating, just run through the gears, you do get a lot more pops and crackles than you did previously. But now we are at the end of the video, guys.